and welcome to the Music Scout Podcast with myself, Lewis Fisher, and welcome back to the 2000 Trees interviews from 2000 Trees. Today we are interviewing Johnny Lloyd, and it was a really in-depth interview actually. I really enjoyed this one. This was definitely an insight into how Johnny Lloyd thinks and how he's taken his previous artistic experiences and put them into words really. We spoke about him becoming a dad and how that's changed his recording and writing time, I guess. He doesn't have a lot of time now that he's a dad to a fairly still newborn kid as well. So it's nice to see him in this new light as well with being a parent as well. And it's great to see that he's still on the road enjoying making music. And the album, The Next Episode Starts in 15 Seconds, really reflects that as well, and it's definitely in my top 10 albums of the year at the moment, so do go and check that album out as well. You're going to be hearing a couple of songs from that album as well, one before the interview and one just after, just to give you a nice little flavour of what Johnny Lloyd is all about. And then we've got two more interviews coming up with Sam from Get Cape Wear Cape Fly, and also we've got Sean McGowan coming up finally very, very soon for you all as well. Also, if you didn't catch it, the 100th episode is now live with Frank Turner. I can't believe I'm saying those words, and the 100th episode was with the man himself. It was a glorious episode and a glorious interview, and if you haven't checked it out yet, do go and check it out. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you for the response that we've had at the moment. It's been incredible so far, so thank you very much. And if you want to listen to it, you can go to the website at www.themusicscout.co.uk. Other than that, that's all from me, and enjoy the Johnny Lloyd interview. Ta-ra!
Traffic jam, rich and poor, side by side on the shore. Banks gone bust, broken bars, animals won't get far. Don't need this life, it needs me to catalog the things I've seen. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Weather turns, rain and hail, what's up ahead leaves you pale. It's you today that gets me through London town in the morning dew. There's more to this than a coin toss, or to be successful at all costs. I'm coming home, coming home. Say hello to the good times once again. Say goodbye to this old town. Grow up strong, be the man, learn to read, learn to stand, love yourself, love no one, don't be afraid to be the one. I lost myself in the fading light, it was what you said that caught my eye. I'm coming home, coming home.
Yeah, it's been exciting at the moment. It's been, I haven't been here. I live like 15-20 minutes away, and I didn't know this was here.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's small and it's like a heavier tinge to it than Glastonbury. And
yeah, it feels very chilled out from
Yeah.
all the other festivals that I've been to. It's,
it's like well run, isn't it?
yeah, it doesn't feel like it's too much pressure.
No.
So you're playing later on as well.
Yes.
Yeah. How you feeling about that?
Good. I just did an acoustic session with Frank at the Xtra Mile.
Oh, okay.
Truck,
Yeah.
so I feel warmed up.
Nice.
But I didn't bring a coat.
Oh no.
But I'll work something out.
Hopefully it's not going to rain. It looks like it has been a couple of times,
Yeah.
but hopefully it'll hold off.
Yeah.
So you're in the forest sessions, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's beautiful down there. It's really
That's the one bit I haven't been to, so I'm aiming to come and see your set later on.
Right.
So hopefully it will hold out.
Yeah.
So I wanted to jump straight into your latest album.
Yeah.
So obviously the next episode starts in 15 seconds. The immediate thing was that it was around sort of Netflix and shows like that. What was the motive behind
I think it's
the
just
album?
disposable culture of just everything, we're constantly reminded that what's around the corner is better, it's okay, buy this now, it's literally just about that. And I think later, sort of in the last few months, it's become more at the forefront of the press with the fight against plastic and all these sort of things.
Yeah.
It's single-use sort of mentality that think the next best thing's around the corner. You're not living in the moment, whatever that may have meant for me at the time. But it was everybody watches a shitload of Netflix, or everyone I know.
Yeah.
But somebody actually called it a vintage Netflix reference because now its next episode starts in 5 seconds, which I thought
of course,
which is just like ridiculous. But yeah, it's a sort of self-serving culture that we live in. You're sort of you can't think outside the box. It's like you're fed everything, information-wise, and product-wise, and I think it's just a kind of, as I've got older now, it's reminding. I didn't have a phone until I was 22. I'm 33 now, and I was fine. So it's just kind of. I think it's like harking back and looking back on my life before all this shit happened, and just thinking like,
it's interesting. It is interesting when you think most people who watch Netflix don't actually go back to it, or they just watch it once and that's it. They don't.
Yeah, and then it's gone, and then the next sort of trending things up, and there's no culture around like film anymore. I just think it's sort of like the quality of TV we watch is so low now. Like it's like people forget what The Sopranos was like, or like serious films that used to filmmaking. Now it's a flash in the pan sci-fi movie, and then the next week we'll never see it or hear of it ever again.
Yeah.
And I think with subscriptions sort of taking over the world, it's financially fine to do that because you're not trying to sell it for me every week anyway.
Yeah, everyone just pays like $5 a month.
Yeah.
For this and that.
Yeah, for everything soon. It'll be that for your shopping, and then we'll all subscribe to Tesco's, no doubt.
And everything you can just pay on finance as well. So
yeah, you're in debt, and but they get you in the end, and as long as you live long enough, then you pay enough monthly. So it's totally depressing. I think there's the same in the music industry, with like Spotify. I'm on tour a lot at the moment, and I mean it's not okay, I don't think, to go up to the artist and say I'll get it on Spotify. I think people don't know how little you make. It's 0.0016 a play. It's like it doesn't mean anything to me if someone doesn't want to buy the record in real life. It's just like, well, if you want me to make another one, let's do it. But if not, then and I think a lot of bands is realising that.
I mean, for my podcast, essentially, it's something I use quite a lot with Spotify. But on the flip side, if there are artists that I really enjoy, I will. I think with Spotify, I would say that there probably is a middle ground, maybe. So you can use it to find new things.
Yeah,
but so long as you follow it up with going to the gig or a music venue or
I mean it's all just about people coming to your shows now.
Yeah.
And that's great, but I think there is an upsurge in vinyl. But it's very frustrating. The artists or the labels didn't set these policies, and they dictate your life.
It's interesting to hear your take on it. That was the one thing I really wanted to home in on, was your view on all these things. I know you've got a very strong view on all these.
Well, I was on a major label before I was solo, and we were on the last throes of selling CDs. And Tribe sold a pretty good amount of records.
Yeah. And
then 2 years later, I saw it on another side, on the independent side, and people just stopped buying CDs, and the industry's collapsed. There's no culture in sort of underground indie bands in North London anymore, and that was like the hub, 10 years ago. It's because there's no middle level deals going out, and there's no hope for any new bands. It's like you literally, it's just a life of poverty for so many years now that it's like, how can you face that?
Yeah.
When it didn't used to be like that, it was like you'd play in the clubs, you'd get the deal, and you'd be bailed out for and you could make quite a bit of money out of it.
So when have you essentially got your own plan? Obviously,
I just live completely separately from everything because I do a lot of film and TV, and so I see like outside the bubble. I just try and write the best songs I can and get them out as frequently as possible. That's literally my game.
Okay.
And I don't have I'm not hustling for like Radio 1 or any of that stuff. I live essentially on tour, or I'm working on film and TV. So it's the only way I found to survive, and I've sort of squirreled my way through there. And it's been really tough, and it still is, but it's like that is the modern music industry.
Yeah, that is, but I mean, it's a shame because there is no middle ground. You've not got platforms to really work from to try and reach that.
There's just no middle financial ground. You're not going to make like an average living. You're going to make like an Ed Sheeran sized living, or you're going to be on the road 300 dates a year making an okay wage.
Yeah.
There is no like middle sector anymore. There's no Elliott Smiths or Jeff Buckley's. There just isn't that. That space isn't up there.
Yeah.
And I think it's been filled up. If I'm honest, with other types of media, I don't think people are looking for music in the same way. They might hear someone on a TV show and buy that soundtrack instead of looking for artists.
Yeah, I think more people are very tied to film and TV now rather than music. I would say even like the gaming industry, for example.
Huge, yeah, absolutely.
Massive industry, but no one really wants to work on that industry. I interviewed a band a couple of months ago called Dead Posey, and they've had a couple of tracks on a couple of games, and that's how they've managed to get to where they are today.
Yeah.
And I thought that's strange that I've not heard anyone progress in their career as a musician through gaming. I thought that was quite an interesting.
I think it sold a lot of records from Grand Theft Auto, but that was a previous, because those soundtracks are pretty good, but I don't think any bands are breaking out of that. I think it was Guns N' Roses and Neil Young and stuff getting a resurgence, but it wasn't. It's crazy, and it's going to become a more popular thing.
So where do you see the industry going from here then? Sort of like this rut at the moment.
I think it's got to have an upturn. I think there's going to be more streaming platforms. I think Apple will eventually fold, and then there'll be an opening for something else to come through. And I think bands and musicians will be looking for ways to sell the product aside from their music, whether you get the videos in a bundle and we stop doing it on YouTube, or the artwork is a given but only like on certain platforms. It's crazy. You buy a record on Apple, or you used to be able to. I think they're stopping that now for just Apple Music.
They're stopping iTunes now.
But you wouldn't even be able to zoom in on the cover. So it's a really like shitty product you're getting. So I think eventually people will be like, look, I don't want this. Or just backlash against phones. When people think this is just not healthy for me, I'll go back to buying something physical.
Yeah. Well, hopefully things will come soon.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just touch on the fact that obviously your album came out a few months ago.
Yeah.
Was it? So you've had a couple of EPs before then.
Yeah.
Was working on an album sort of bigger body of work essentially, and it's your debut album with your previous history. Did you have any sort of nervous anxiety towards releasing it because it's so different?
Well, I just did it as quickly as I could within the 2 or 3 months that I sort of designated to do it. I'd stopped doing music 2 years ago when I finished my last EPs. I'd been on the road like almost 12 years maybe, so it was just kind of like, I'm going to have a break, and some jobs came up in America to do some TV stuff, so I took those. And then this was just a sort of, I just sort of lost myself a bit in all that TV shit, so I was just like, I want to go back and actually do what I love doing, which is make an album. And so it just came out quite quickly, and I really didn't care about the response. So I was just like, this is just going to be for me, and I'll do for anybody who likes my music, And Xtra Mile are great, and they were just like, they're really cool for that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Frank said the same thing as well. He said, I don't care what people think. Obviously, his music has changed over time. He said, I don't really care what people think, so long as I'm happy. And then if I start caring, then shoot me, essentially. And I don't want to be a musician anymore.
That's exactly the thing, you know. It's just like, who are those people that you're looking for the accreditation from? Like, it's because I don't know them, and I know the people who come to my shows, a lot of them, or I slowly meet them over time. You know?
Yeah.
And so that's all you do it for. And there's no better feeling than making a bit of a song or writing a new song and you're happy with it. It's a great feeling.
So, have you got any more songs in the works now? Did you in those sort of 2-3 months, did you write a bulk of songs and just sort of pick and choose?
Well, I've got an album coming out at Christmas called Low Fidelity, which would be a collection of all my demos over my solos, on an 8-track. It'd be like 50 tracks, and then I've got my second album's coming out in May, exactly the same time as this one, but next year. So then that'll just be, and that's a little bit more of a rock and roll thing, harking back a little bit more to like my Tribes days, and it'll just be, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, cool. So obviously you've become a dad very recently as well.
Yeah.
How has that been for your music career? Obviously you've been on the road for nearly 12 years, like you said. How has that changed things for you?
It's great. It's very, I mean, it's all I want to do really. Is be, I would be a stay-at-home dad if I could afford it, but I just can't. But yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing, and it's and again, going back to what you were saying earlier, it's like there is no point doing anything unless you love it now, because if it takes you away from your kid, it's a fucking waste of time, So it's like it has to be like really worth my time if I'm going to go and do it, So that's changed my opinion. It's like I'm not going to work with people I don't like, or do tours with people I don't like, or play anywhere that's a risk. It's just I just do the places I know that work and make me happy, and people come along.
Yeah, well, I mean, that sounds like a positive, most positive.
It's positive.
I mean, it keeps, obviously, I know mental health is a massive thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you're mentally happy, then
that's it.
Then reflects in your music as well.
Absolutely,
And that effectively shines through for everything.
I hope so, and I think with the mental health thing in all music, it's a battle, isn't it? Because it's such an unhealthy industry. But now there's a purpose to everything. I feel great.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands who I've walked around and seen various bands in tents, and they're all expressing, chat to someone if you need to, and just call out that person if they're more quiet, if they're quieter than usual.
Yeah.
So many messages that are going around this festival. It's great to hear.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's been a long time coming in music, but it's probably worse than ever. I think.
Yeah, I think also just support from family as well. It's a big thing. Has that changed your focus on your music as well? Having your Billy and also your child as well. Has that had an effect?
I mean, maybe because I was just single for many years, just literally touring. I mean, it does. It affects everything, but you just have to kind of like be focused on what you use your time doing. That's like I said. It's just like you just don't want to be messing around with the wrong people or stabbing in the dark at a project is not going to take off or anything. So I just literally do my own thing now, and I just follow like my gut with it, which has got better over time because I'm older.
Yeah.
And I found a home with Xtra Mile, which I'm really happy with.
Great. So moving back to the album, I just wanted to know what the most difficult song was for you to write. Was it just in terms of recording, the actual recording of the song, or was it the writing part of the song? Which song did you find that was really difficult?
I found a song called I Need Help really hard because I've had it for a long time, and we tracked it 3 times and sent it to a friend of mine in San Diego who put his band on it. Sometimes it's hard to sort of find the groove of something if you're just writing alone,
Yeah.
So I took it to Nathan Cohen, who produced the record, and sort of let him lead the way a bit on that one because I just sort of hit a dead end with it.
Okay. So one thing I wanted to touch on as well is harmonicas.
Yeah.
Love harmonica.
Yeah,
personally, I think they're underrated.
Yeah.
They're not used enough, personally.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know, obviously you got Fix and Modern Pornography there too. I think there's another one, but I think it's the main two that I remember that got harmonica.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think you're right.
What was do you play a harmonica? Or
I mean, not really. I just had I had one knocking around my whole life. I mean, I'm sure I played it on a few tracks. I don't really know, but I mean, yeah, I think I love to sort of. It's a great thing if you're going to accompany yourself. What else is there, you know? So it's like, and it felt right with the song and the sort of lyric I was expressing. And I love playing it live. It sounds great, so like I'll keep doing it. But yeah,
are you playing it later on?
Yeah. I've just been playing it now. I'll be playing it later on.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So with that sort of harmonica, obviously that means that it sounds fairly bluesy. You know, harmonica is blues.
Or folky, yeah.
Yeah, folk blues. So what other styles do you think you would want to go for in this album?
I listened to a lot of Spanish music. I listened to a lot of Elliott Smith. I wanted to use a lot of chords that I hadn't, diminished chords that I hadn't really approached before, and like different chord structures, and just push myself, maybe finger picking a little bit more, and like sort of get that kind of thing going on. I mean, really, I just let it be what it was, and I didn't really. I've always written for two guitars, but I don't think there is even a double guitar part on this album yet, so I just went as stripped back as I could.
Yeah. And then I really enjoy asking this question every time I interview someone. And can you tell me a backstory to one of the songs? I think it gives so much more meaning to a song when you've got a backstory whilst you're listening to a song. And especially with this album, I feel like there's a lot of stories and a lot of messages that carry on throughout the whole thing. Can you just give us one example?
I think I'll Be Me was probably so as soon as I found out I was becoming a dad, I had a conversation with a family member. It was just like, you know, what regrets do you have and all this sort of shit, and it got a little bit heated when they were like saying, oh, you know, you could have done this, or you could have done that, or you could have gone to college and all this sort of shit. Never really agreed with me being in the music industry. So I think that was just sort of at that moment while we were having a bit of a row, I remember jotting this idea down on my phone. Totally fucking like
mid-row, this is good.
Just thinking like, who even am I? Like, I'm using this. I should really be listening to what this guy's saying. But yeah, I got the whole idea down, and then sort of like we finished this big row in this pub, and I went home and it came out pretty quick. I was really happy with it. But it was just about, you know, what I'll never do and but I am happy, you know, I'll be me better than you today, you know.
Yeah.
And that's that whole thing, and that was part of that, was becoming a dad and sort of letting go of these stupid pipe dreams you might have had when you were a kid, and like getting into reality with what you're good at and what you've achieved. But yeah, I think a lot of songs come through conflicts like that in my life, and you have to sort of get them down before you. I've learned that to always write everything down as quickly as I can.
Yeah. No matter what the situation.
Whatever the situation is, Just take 5, let me get the song down.
So, do you think being a parent now has changed the way that you've thought about the next body of work? So you said your album's coming out in May, you've got some demos as well.
Yeah.
Has that changed the way you wanted to write it? Or
I think it's like there's so little time now for me to like pontificate over what I'm doing. But like when I go in the studio, I really sort of, it's more focused and it's more like energized about what I'm doing. I also want the music to be better, because you know, if you get a really great song out there, it can open up a different quality of life, you know. Essentially, it's like that's what we're all looking for. So I think I look forward. I'm like more energized and focused on the writing, as opposed to just sort of throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know? And I have less time to do it, which so far has actually been benefiting it. But we'll see.
So you've not had so much time to really focus.
Yeah, I used to just
use that time wisely.
Exactly. I used to spend, you know, all my time doing the tried stuff, and now I have no time. But I feel like my writing's got better, and so I just sort of kind of use it more wisely.
So do you think your daughter in sort of 5-6 years' time, do you think she'll feature on the album at some point, or do you think she'll?
I mean, she's technically already been on the cover, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she seems musical. I mean, she likes me playing guitar too. I hope so.
Oh, that's good.
Part of me would really love her to be. I'd be so proud if she was a musician, and part of me would be like fucking horrified because I know how hard the life is. You know, it's like, are you sure can't you be an actress and make some money? But I don't know. We'll see.
I think that comes with any musician, their parent who's a musician as well.
Yeah.
I spoke to a lady who's a mum for a band called Oland, and she said that her son has influenced her music just through him humming. So he's hummed a tune, and then she's written a song from him just humming this tune. She, can you just hum that again? Played on the piano and created this song. So technically he's already a songwriter, so she's gonna have to get him on piano.
I guess from PRS. Yeah, I think it's just inspiring because you're not thinking about yourself the whole time. You know, you've got something else. You know, it's like.
Yeah. Great. So I just have one more question.
Go for it.
So you've toured with the likes of Billy Bragg and Frank Turner, and more recently, and just last week actually with Frank. And is there anyone else on your wish list that you wish to tour with if you could?
I think my wish list, if I'm honest, was the Pixies and the Stones, which we did with Tribes. So I don't really know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a stupid thing to say, but I don't think there is, to be honest. I mean, what do I really love? I love Tame Impala at the moment.
Okay.
I love the 1975. I mean,
they're great.
So I can't, I'd love to tour with them, but I mean, that's it.
So open up for the 1975 one.
That'd be a wonderful thing.
Have you seen them live?
I have, yeah.
I haven't seen them live yet. So
it's
how
great.
were they? Were they good?
It was amazing. Yeah, I just think they're like on the edge of something new.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can see that's kind of doing that.
Yeah. I'd not been a fan of them until their new album came out and everyone was saying how good it was.
Yeah.
And I thought I'll give it a go. And I never knew how diverse their music was. And one minute you've got a pop song, next minute it's an 80s ballad.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're even using like 80s keys and
I think they're making a house record now, so it's pretty. There's a lot of talent in that group. I think it would be them.
Great. Well,
brilliant, man.
And then, actually, I just have one more.
Yeah, no problem.
I asked Frank this, I'm going to ask everyone who I interview. It's your actual Xtra Mile artists as well, over the course of this weekend. Which bands would you recommend people to listen to that you've been listening to at the moment that are sort of maybe up and coming or you've heard about recently that you've been impressed by?
Sean McGowan is really great on Xtra Mile. Bloody Knees from London, a really killer grunge band. Flight, who were brilliant in London.
FLYTE, yeah, I love those guys.
They're really good.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I think that those are the three on my radar at the moment. Yeah, well, those are the three I listened to all the way here. So.
their last album, Flight, it was insane.
It was insane. Yeah.
Have you listened to their live?
No, is it good?
Yeah, oh my god. The live record is insane. It's 4 tracks. I think
it's live at a church, isn't it?
Yeah. The track, I think, is Sliding Doors. One of them, the harmonies, when the organ comes in one part,
it's just massive.
The bass just fills the whole song.
Yeah.
I showed my mate, and he literally was like, "I've got goosebumps at the moment."
I've got to do it. I've got to check it out.
So thank you very much for joining me.
No problem, man. Nice to meet you.
It's been a pleasure.
Good luck with it.
And I'll see you later on.
Nice one, dude.
For the gig. Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I'll never be a boxer or the leader of a nation. I'll never have an American high school education. I'll never be a child star on a movie screen. I'll never be Elvis living in a dream. But I'll be me better than you today. I'll never be a president or a politician. I'll never be a doctor. I'll never be a magician. I'll never be the first man to walk up on the moon. I'll never be a rock star who died way too soon. But I'll be me better than you today. I'll wake up in my mind again, plasticine, and turn away and find another place to stay. I'll never be a criminal in my teenage years. I'll never be a race driver holding on to fear. I'll never be a mother, and I'll never marry young. I'll never be you, and I'll never be the one. But I'll be me better than you today. I'll